It's strange how quickly it happens. You meet someone once, maybe talk a few times, exchange a few messages, share a laugh, or feel a moment of connection, and suddenly they live in your head. You start thinking about what they meant, what they might be doing, whether they care, whether they'll text again. You feel attached, even though logically you know you barely know them. And that confuses you. You wonder why you're this way. You tell yourself to calm down, to not get invested, to stop caring, but it doesn't work. And the truth is, this attachment is not about them. It never was. It's about what your brain fills in when information is missing. The human brain hates uncertainty. When you don't know someone well, your brain doesn't leave the space empty. It imagines. It projects. It completes the picture using hope, desire, unmet needs, and fantasy. And because the imagined version is often kinder, more attentive, more understanding than reality, you don't attach to the person, you attach to the potential. You attach to who they could be, not who they are. That imagined version feels safe, exciting, and emotionally satisfying, so your brain bonds to it quickly. This is not love. This is projection. Another reason you get attached so fast is emotional deprivation. When you haven't received enough attention, validation, or understanding for a long time, your nervous system becomes starved. And when something finally feels warm, even briefly, your brain overreacts. It doesn't say, "This is nice." It says, "Don't lose this." Scarcity makes attachment intense. When emotional connection has been rare in your life, even a small dose feels powerful. It's not that the person is special, it's that the feeling is unfamiliar. Your brain clings to what it has been missing. That's why people who feel lonely often attach the fastest. There's also the role of intermittent reinforcement. When someone gives you attention inconsistently, sometimes warm, sometimes distant, your brain becomes addicted. This is the same mechanism behind gambling addiction. You don't know when the next reward will come, so your brain stays hyper-focused. A person who is always available feels predictable. A person who disappears and reappears feels exciting. Your attachment grows not because of connection, but because of uncertainty. The brain confuses anxiety with chemistry. And the more unpredictable someone is, the harder it becomes to let go. Another hidden reason is that attachment gives meaning. When life feels empty, directionless, or repetitive, attaching to someone creates emotional intensity. Suddenly, there's something to think about, something to feel, something to look forward to. Your mind becomes busy, your emotions feel alive. Attachment becomes a distraction from deeper dissatisfaction. It's easier to obsess over a person than to confront your own unmet goals, loneliness, or lack of purpose. So the brain chooses attachment, not because it's healthy, but because it's stimulating. Childhood patterns also play a role. If love in your early life felt inconsistent, conditional, or emotionally distant, your nervous system learned to chase connection. You learned that closeness must be earned, not given freely. So as an adult, you feel drawn to people who are emotionally unavailable, mysterious, or hard to read. Familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar stability. Your brain doesn't look for what's healthy, it looks for what feels known. That's why calm, consistent people can feel boring, while emotionally confusing people feel magnetic. Attachment is repetition, not preference. Another reason you attach to people you barely know is because boundaries haven't formed yet. When you don't know someone well, there are no disappointments, no conflicts, no reality checks. The connection exists in a clean, ideal space. The more time you spend with someone, the more human they become. But early attachment happens before reality has a chance to interfere. It's pure imagination, and imagination is powerful. It's safer to love a version of someone who hasn't disappointed you yet. There's also the ego factor. Being chosen, noticed, or desired by someone gives a temporary boost to self-worth. When someone shows interest, it feels like proof that you matter. And when that attention feels threatened, attachment turns into fear. You're not afraid of losing them, you're afraid of losing how they made you feel about yourself. That's why rejection hurts even when you barely know the person. It's not about them leaving, it's about the validation leaving. Finally, attachment grows fast when you confuse emotional intensity with emotional safety. Intensity feels like passion. Anxiety feels like excitement. Obsession feels like care. But real connection is calm, steady, and grounded. And if your nervous system isn't used to calm, it will mistake chaos for love. Emotional strength begins when you recognize this pattern without shame. You're not broken for attaching quickly. You're responding to unmet needs, uncertainty, and conditioning. But awareness is the turning point. When you slow down, gather real information, observe behavior over time, and build a full life outside of one person, attachment loses its grip. You stop chasing potential and start choosing reality. The goal isn't to stop feeling. The goal is to stop abandoning yourself for imagined connections. When your life feels full, your boundaries clear, and your self-worth stable, attachment becomes a choice, not a reflex. And that's when connection stops hurting and starts becoming real.